Coming up today on TechLink Daily, Instagram to get video, a new, faster Samsung Galaxy S4 is coming down the pike, and Google launches something called Project Loon. All of those stories and more coming up right now. What's up, guys? My name is Creighton Miller, and this is TechLink Daily, your #1 source for the hottest tech news on a daily basis. Last week was a little bit of a jumble of things. We had a lot of content from the vlogger fair that we went to, plus we had a live stream where we kind of got back into normality, plus I unboxed the Nexus 4. We got a really cool look at that. It's the white version, the nice and white version. I actually kind of like the white version over a black device. I mean, it kind of looks kind of cool. We'll get into more of that because when we're done with our story today, I will give my first impressions and tell you what I think of the Nexus 4. We'll do a couple speed tests, stuff like that to test it out and show you guys. I will have a full review coming down the line when I do have more time to play with it. But let's get into today's story. So let's get started. Our first story today comes from Apple.com, and why, you may ask? Well, because they're all about privacy. Apple's commitment to customer privacy. By now, hopefully you've heard about this whole NSA controversy with the whistleblower who released tons of documents stating that the NSA taps your phone data, makes unlawful requests to get customer data, and then all of these implications about companies who are complying with these, and then the companies saying, no, they weren't complying with us. Whole bunch of weird stuff. But basically, now everybody is in PR mode trying to say we had no implications into it. Apple came out today with its full implications, gaining some traction because they say that they're committed to privacy, they're committed to security. They say that all of your communications are encrypted. Not even Apple can decrypt them. I really don't know about that one. I'm sure they have a way to decrypt them if so. But what they say is from December 1st, 2012 to May 31st, 2013, Apple received between 4,000 and 5,000 requests from U.S. law enforcement, and between 9,000 and 10,000 accounts or devices were specified in those requests. So they're being transparent, saying the government came to us between this period. We've had so many requests for specific data. We didn't, go all of them because maybe they weren't lawful, but all the lawful ones we handed over, which a company should do. I mean, if a judge has said that we want this information, great. But if a company just comes to you and says, we want your information, no way, don't do that. Apple, I know, and a lot of companies are committed to privacy and security, and I'd like to thank all the companies out there who are, a part of that. So there you go. Apple is in PR mode, protecting themselves. Excuse me for just a moment while I take an Instagram photo. There we go. Perfect. That's shared out to my photo stream. That's easy, right? Everybody loves Instagram. But what if you could do more with Instagram? What if you could do video? A source tells TechCrunch that Instagram will get video on June 20th. As most of you should maybe sort of know that Facebook owns Instagram, we can go even further into this, and Facebook has announced that on June 20th they're having this huge press event, and it seems to say that they're going to give Instagram a new life with this video service. Now, that will be a direct competitor to Twitter's service called Vine, but Twitter and Facebook clashing together over one service? What? They're two different companies with two different things. One's a social media platform, one's a micro-blogging platform. It's so confusing! Well, it looks like Facebook's making a Vine competitor. I guess that's all you really should know. There used to be a really cool service out there. It was called something like DigG. Was it called DigG? I think it was called DigG. They're coming back in a new life, really, with Google's announcement of closing Reader. They're saying, we're going to make our own Reader service. And so they are. They're giving us an update right now from the DigG blog, DigG Reader Update. I consume my news in one fashion, and one fashion only. It is RSS feeds. I have about 200 different blogs, from tech to design to food to anything under the sun, and that's how I get my news. And it streams into me 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. I have phone applications, I have tablet applications. I even have a desktop application that reads off of Google Reader. Well, it's going away. So what do we have? DigG is coming into town, and they're saying, we've heard it from people and we're doing this. We're making it fast, making it simple, and importing feeds from Google Reader. So they say that they're building in a onboard import tool from Google Reader, a clean experience and support for key actions like you would see in Google Reader. So they're about to come out with their first public release. So if you're one of those people who use Google Reader and are sad that it's going away, check out DigG. They're bringing out their own reader, and hopefully it will be very powerful, very nice, very clean, and maybe it'll bring them back up from the bottom. Is your Samsung Galaxy S4 slow? Well, here's an article from Reuters which reads, Samsung to launch faster Galaxy S4 smartphone. Samsung Electronics Co. plans to sell a variation of its flagship Galaxy S4 smartphone that will transmit data at nearly twice the normal speed. It seems like nowadays that phones, right when you get them, something even faster and better comes out, and you can't really keep up with the market like you'd want to because you're stuck into contracts. Like on my iPhone, for example, I'm stuck into a 2-year contract. Thankfully, it's up though. I'm waiting for the next version of the iPhone to come out, and then I'll upgrade. But I've skipped a whole version. I've skipped the iPhone 5. Skipped that whole version lineup right there. Well, this is more on the speed side and not the faster in the phone, like the phone will be faster, because I've heard from people that the S4 is kind of sluggish. It's supposed to be faster in that it utilizes networks faster, whereas it may take 3 minutes to download, say, a movie. It'll take 1 minute on this new phone, so who knows? We might see they'll be coming down the line very shortly. No set release date just yet, but it will utilize faster network speeds. Does anyone even use Skype anymore? Really? I mean, I guess some people do. I don't really. I mean, I use Google Plus Hangouts when I want to communicate with people because it's kind of easier, because you can have a video conversation and you don't have to pay to have a video conversation with somebody. And that's what kind of brought me really off of Skype and more onto Google Plus Hangouts, because I can have 10 people in a Hangout with video for free. No, fee required from Microsoft, that sort of stuff. Well, it seems like they're trying to compete now with Hangouts a little bit, saying Skype video messaging officially launches on Windows, Mac, iOS, Android, but not Windows Phone. While you can't communicate in real time, you can have a sort of nice conversation via video with short messages that you can now send to people. Kind of weird that they don't have Windows Phone support. You don't even support your own platform, Microsoft. Why do you even have a Windows Phone anyways? Why do you even have a tablet anyways? I mean, people don't want that. Sucky already. Anyways, back to the main topic. No Windows Phone application, but seems kind of cool, right? Sort of. Not really. No. For all you hardware geeks out there, here's an article from Engadget saying Intel leak reveals 8-core Haswell-E series desktop CPU for late 2014. So basically what this leak is saying is that Intel is axing the 4-core processors and going for a stream of 6 and 8-core processors. So I guess the 6 is the new 4 and the 8 is the new 6. It looks like they're hoping to get faster speeds out there, more multi-threaded processing. Now, we just need to make applications that make use of all those, because usually games don't use multi-core threading and all that fun stuff. Hopefully they will in the future, but this is a nice thing from Intel, stepping up in the market, making something better that they always really do. I mean, Intel's pretty good at getting next-gen stuff out there and making it worth our while. Definitely worth our while. I do have the second to latest edition of Intel's processors. It's the Sandy Bridge? No, Ivy Bridge. I have the Ivy Bridge 4-core processor, 3770K. It's amazing. I love it. And it's fast, and it makes my computer fast. So, great. Now I need to upgrade and get a new motherboard. There's more money that I need to spend now. Here we go. Here's a story from Ignite, which says Google launches Project Loon, balloon-powered internet for everyone. Google is taking on a massive undertaking in trying to provide internet for people where it's very sparse to get internet, and they're doing it through a balloon system where these balloons float high in the air above my hands, and they have these wireless capsules in them that beam data and give people a general internet access. It may not be fast, but it does give them internet access. This is kind of cool. It was launched in New Zealand this past weekend, provided 15 minutes of Wi-Fi usage before it floated off into space somewhere where it popped and then came down in a violent crash. Anyways, this is cool. It's a cool project. It could bring internet, get us more connected throughout the world to places that may not can run wires everywhere and may not be wealthy enough to run wires everywhere. This is definitely a cool project from Google, and I wanted to end the day on it because, again, it's a cool project. Check it out. Project Loon, L-O-O-N, from Google. Check it out. Now comes the time in the video where I get to show off hardware for you guys, and today's hardware is the Nexus 4. I know I unboxed it in last Friday's live stream, but I thought I'd give my first impressions of it, because why not? So this is the white Nexus 4. It does have a bumper on it, so if I actually take off the bumper, you can see it is very cool. And from the front, you really can't tell that it's white Nexus 4 until you look at the sides or the back. I think the white is kind of cool compared to maybe the black device of the iPhone. Now this, you can use LTE. There's a little hack though that you have to go in and turn on the LTE radios, but it is mostly a 3G device. I find it kind of interesting. I mean, it takes a while to get used to Android from the iOS interface, definitely for me at least. Things that I find cool about it is that I can drag down my entire notification center from the top without having to unlock my device, where if I have, you know, my iPhone here, I can't really do that very well. So that's kind of cool. I like how you can have different widgets, stuff like that, that I can usually really customize my device to how I like it. I mean, I like it very simple, very clean, and that's what I've been able to do on the Nexus 4. Now, everybody likes to say, what about the speed tests? Well, let's jump into a speed test now with the speed test application. And while I do that, I'm gonna come over to my iPhone and we're gonna do the exact same thing. I think I have speed test on here. Maybe not. I probably don't. Nope. Okay, I don't have speed test on my iPhone, but we will do it on this. We are on the LTE network, so here we go, starting the test. We'll see. I've been getting about 10 down and 5 up. So let's see. Yep, I'm tipping the scales there at 9.5. 0.7, 0.9. So I tipped the scales at 9.97 megabits per second. That's pretty good for an LTE network, right? And about upload, I'm getting about 1.5. So pretty good for an LTE network. Upload could be a little bit better. Let's actually go into my results here and I can see what I've gotten higher before. I've gotten about 3 megabits, I'd say, per second on the upload speed. So it really depends on, I guess, your time of day when you're doing this. But again, I love this because it is a very nice interface to work with, very customizable, more customizable than the iPhone, so I can create the experience that I like. The place where it does fall short, though, is applications. It really doesn't have a lot of applications. It does have a lot of applications, but, I mean, good ones that I would pay money to buy, well, they're few and far in between. Another thing that I really don't like is that I feel, and I don't know if this is true or not, but I feel like I'm pressing more buttons to get to certain aspects of the Android device than I am in my iPhone, which could say something about the interface, but generally overall I've been having a good time. I mean, I've only used it for about 4 days now, so I can't give a complete review of it, but there's my first impressions for you guys. Tell me what you guys think if you have a Nexus 4 in the comments down below. And that brings us to our question of the day, which reads, what is your favorite RSS reader? Or I guess you could also say, where is your favorite news source? I use Google Reader in a combination with an application called Reader, R-E-E-D-E-R. It's an iOS application, mainly. You can get it on Mac, you can get it on an iPad, and you can get it on the iPhone. And that's what I use to consume my news on a daily basis. What do you guys use? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for hitting that liking button, that sharing button, that subscribing button to help us out along the way. That always helps us, and we really appreciate for that. Please follow us on our social media profiles, Facebook, Twitter, Google+, all under the username of LogicLounge. There should be a box right around here somewhere that should say all of our social media profiles. Pause this video and check that out, and be sure to click those links. They're also in the description down below, because you know what? We love you so much. We put all of our articles, all of our links down in the description to help you out, because we always love helping you guys out. So once again, thank you guys so much for liking, sharing, commenting, subscribing. Whew. I think that's everything. Thank you guys so much for staying tuned, and we'll see you guys tomorrow.